Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel again. Today we're going to explore some additional functions, or we can say advanced functions of Openwebui. This is a tool which I introduced in some previous videos. It is a tool that will enable you to run large language models locally. You can link to the cloud-based large language model inference point, or you can link it to local Llama to run it. Before we start, I would like to mention to you several logistics that we need to pay attention to. First of all, we need to have the Docker installed in our local environment, because I'm going to install this application Openwebui inside of the Docker and run it with the Docker. You also need Llama to be installed to your local environment, or install Llama in Docker environment. At this moment, since I tested the Docker version of Llama, the inference speed is hugely impacted. So I'm going to use the local version of Llama. Now, let's first install the Openwebui. We can just copy this command. If you want to use other options, it is totally okay, but I just want to run Openwebui with Nvidia GPU support. I just wish that my inference speed would be faster. To run the command, you need to open your CMD, just copy, enter. It will make sure that everything will be installed. In the meantime, we can download the Llama for Windows. In my case, it's Windows. In your case, if you have other operation systems, please choose accordingly. Now Llama is successfully downloaded. We're going to open it and install it. Installing Llama is very intuitive. You just click install and the program is going to run and set up everything. Now we have both Llama and also the Openwebui Docker version installed. Now first of all, let's check Llama. Now Llama is okay. Let's check the Openwebui. Yeah, it is also installed properly, and now we can open the port to log in. We just click this port and here we go. No matter if you have installed before or registered before, you can always choose to register again. Okay, you can try log in. If login is not okay, you can just sign up again. I'll just insert new information and create the account. Then here we are. Now we can choose a model. Now you can see now the model is not shown, which means that Llama is not properly started. So we just go back and we choose Llama serve. Okay, and let's check if we have any models. No. So we just pull a model, Llama 3.2.1b. Let's pull this model because it's a small size. We can try some very fast test. Okay, now we're ready to go. Let's check Llama list. Yes, we have this model. Let's try to refresh it. We can see this model. Yes, we have it. Now let's try to ask a quick question. Let's say, write me a simple Python code to display line graph. It will take some time. Yeah, but the speed is okay. As you can see here in the Openwebui, now there is already a very beautiful display of the code and you can run the code. But if in your version you cannot run the code, I'm going to show you there are many functions and tools where you can install and try them. Let's try this one. We run this code. You're going to see here is a black box, which is the execution of the code. You're going to see this is the results. It is pretty awesome for you to try some small and sample code. Let's just say try another case. Simulate movements of 3 stocks and show their technical buying points. I'm just giving a very general description. I'm not specifying which technical strategy to use. Let's just see. Okay, now we have this code simulated 3 stock price with random function. Now let's try it. Run this code. Yes. Now we have 3 stocks simulated. Here, however, the second one there is no result. I believe it's because the code, the range of the time is only 3 days. Let's just say increase simulation span to 200 days. Let's see. Okay, now we have the code. Let's see if we can simulate buy and sell signal. Okay, so now we have some error. Let's try to see if the model can actually debug this error. Okay, the problem is about the data frame should be the same in the same length. Okay, it seems that it has solved this problem. Let's see. Yeah, and you can see here are some buying and selling signals. Show them in the trend line graph. Yeah, let's try it. Okay, there is a problem. Let's see if it can debug. Okay, try this code. Okay, still problem with the array length. Let's try. Okay, so it seems that it cannot debug the issue. Okay, let's just try to simplify the code and retry. Okay, so it seems that there's still this error. Let's try something simpler. Sample code to show bar chart. It still takes from the previous prompt and the conversation, so it still focused on the closing price simulation. Anyway, let's see if we can have the graph display that we wanted. Okay. Anyway, let's just try forget previous conversation, show a sample code to print bar chart. Okay, it still takes some of the chart memory and show here. Okay, so now since the model has specific limits on the capability, I'm going to stop here. But as you can see here, the most important thing that you can use now with Openwebui is if you are locally testing some of the models, you can just try to write some simple code without using too many logics or packages or outside APIs. Usually it should work. But if you need to have more interactions with the other environments, it is not very convenient because the best way is that you copy it out to VS Code or to Colab where you have the packages installed. Because here, if you try to install the package, it will not work. So now let's try other cases. Now let's go to the Openwebui community page. In here, you can find some new functions, new tools, and many other content. So now let's just try this tool. It's called Stock Reporter. Okay, this tool will do a comprehensive stock analysis tool that gathers data from FinHub Free API and compiles a detailed report. Okay, in a more prudent way, you should check if this code is safe or not for you to run, because some of the code may not be very stable or may disclose your personal information and so on. So one of the quick way is to copy this whole text, and let's try to ask a large language model, is below code safe? Need to select model here, is below code safe? See, appears to be a part of an API client, FinHub. Okay, let's ask, is it safe for me to run? Yeah, authentication is a hard-coded API as expected because the author already mentioned it. Input validation, no checks of the input parameter. Okay, this is only error. Potential risk, data exposure. It will not touch my personal data, but I think it's fine. So at this point, I think it's fine. Yeah, API usage limits, it seems okay. So in general, I think it's okay for me to try. I'm going to try it. You just click get and it will import to your Openwebui. Okay, I'm just going to log in again. Because the default mode, it opened my Windows browser, and here I'm still in Chrome web browser. There is no difference because you can run them simultaneously. In here, now I have opened. I try to get again. Import to WebUI. You see here in tools, you have these tools imported. Let's just save it. It will ask you to confirm. And the reason that I did the security check is because here you see the warning. Please carefully review the following warnings. Okay. Tools have a function calling system that allows arbitrary code execution. Do not install tools from sources you do not fully trust. Okay, confirm. Now we can see here the tool is properly installed. Let's go to the model part. Let's see if we can assign this tool to the model. We can select the tool that we want to use here. Save and update, create a new chat. Let's try to select stock reporter and then save and update. Then let's come back to the chat page. Let's refresh, choose a model, and we have the stock reporter tool up and running. Let's select it, and let's say report on AAPL analysis. We are seeing that there is a tool calling on this tool. Let's wait for a while. Let's see if it works. And you can see now there is already a response from the large language model. So I doubt if the renewed information could be incorporated into the result because the inference is already stopped. Well, after waiting for a while, I think it's not working properly because the latency is very significant. You can try it also on your machine, but for the moment, I'm going to stop this test on this tool. Let's try to find another tool. It's called code execution. You can just check here if you can find it. Yeah, you see here, this is a code running function where you can let the Openwebui to run your code. But as I showed you before, I already have it in default mode, so I do not need to add additional tools or functions. But if you cannot find it in your version, do remember to try these tools to make sure that you can run the code in a very fast way, just to test some of the code that's generated, or you want to get some explanation and you want to test it right away. Install this function, you import to WebUI, of course, but now you see you are not in the tools part, you are in function part. If you are okay, you just save this code. Please do remember to do some security check. And now we have it in functions. You can enable it or disable it. It's based on your choice. Let's see how we can turn it on. So now let's activate this function or the subcategory as action. Let's enable it and let's refresh the page. Yeah, it's enabled, and we'll refresh our chat interface. Choose a model, and now I say write a simple sample code to display bar chart. Here we go. We have this bar chart. You remember in default mode, we already have the run button here. We can run this code. But since now we have the run code action, we should have a function here. Now we do not see it. Let's see if we can refresh and see it again. No, it's not here. Let's try to disable it, see if we see anything change. Nothing changes. So I believe it could be that if we already have the default mode, we have the run button here, we do not see additional run code button, even if we activate this function. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. If you do not see this run button, try this function. And if you have any question, let me know. So now let's try something new. Of course, in here, as you can see, we can choose models, okay? And if we choose a model, it will allow you to set up the system message for a model. And if we choose prompts for the information, yeah, document information extraction, yeah, this is just some prompt format created by the users. If you think it's useful, you can just save it. Okay, and also we can have tools and functions, as I already showed you before. You can search here. So now let's try the prompt. Okay, like Python expert. Okay. When you get the prompt, it will be saved here. And how do you activate it? You just go to the chat and you insert sign. It should appear. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, you can see here, the prompt is here. You click and ready to be sent. You see here is the example, well-structured Python code. Here's to PEP 8 standards and with stock string very well structured. Let's try to run this code, see if the system would allow us to get some results. It's not bad. It's only the color we have some issue. And we have bar chart. So it works well. Now let's check if we could have something else to test. So let's see again about tools. There is a tool about enhanced web scraper. I think it could be useful. Let's try it. Yeah, save the tools. Okay, let's just go to a new chat, and we need to assign the tool to our model. Yeah, so let's refresh again, choose and see the tool. We have the enhanced web scraper tool, but it seems that it is not yet here. Let's try to deselect the others and just highlight the only one that we are caring about now. Let's see. So the update sometimes takes some time. Let's just restart a new page, choose our model. Yeah. So sometimes the refreshing speed is a little bit worrisome. Let's just try to actually delete these tools. Let's see if we can resolve this issue. Okay, yeah. Now let's just try. Before we do anything, let's just see what it does. Improve the web scraping tool that extracts text information using a GNAME reader. Okay, and let's see. Let's try to scrape a linear regression Wikipedia page. Let's see if it works. Wow, this works very fine and it gives you code example, and we can run the code. It's about the prediction of a Y label. It looks okay, and there is also the R code, but as you can see here, we cannot run R. Usually we can run Python, but in general this works fine. There are some tools that we cannot use successfully. I'm not sure if this is a problem about the model or about the tool. Okay, it could be both. Now let's go deeper with this current application of this tool. Let's try here. Ask a question. What does this mean? Okay, so it actually allow me to ask a specific question or choose a specific part to ask a specific question and give me an additional response. Yeah, let's see here. Can we do this? We can also say explain. So it will just explain this part. Looks okay. And if we go to ask part of the code, can we do it? Yes, we can ask it to explain. However, whenever I use such function, it seems that the chat after this part will be erased and you are going to start a new chat. Well, in general, it looks fine. Okay, we can get additional insight, additional information, additional explanation, and so on. Okay, so far, we have done some tests about different tools and functions. It seems that the web scraping tool is working fine. Now, let's see if we can test some other functions. Let's try this artifact. Yeah, artifact v2. It is inspired by cloud artifacts. If you have already used the cloud model, it actually can render some of the React application or HTML in a very good way. Let's try it. So we just add it into function, just confirm, and I think run code we do not need to use now. We just use artifact, and let's try. So basically, I would say design a good looking blog HTML page. I need to choose my model first. Design a good blog page. Okay, in HTML. Should have said in the beginning. Now we have the HTML code, and let's see if the filter can actually render this HTML directly. Okay, so we have the artifact up and running, but we do not see anything rendered. But if we go here, as you already see, even without this filter, let's try to delete it. Delete everything just to make sure that there is no overlapping or some potential issue. Okay, the scraping tool we can leave it there. Let's try. Okay, refresh this page of the chat. Then we click here artifacts. Okay, there's no HTML content found. Let's try output only HTML. Output only HTML. Here we have HTML. Let's see if we can show them in artifacts. No. Okay, now let's try the function again. Artifact2. Save it. Let's also check our model specification. We need to activate artifact. Let's see. Let's try start a new chat. Let's looking blog HTML page. Yeah, now there is a button called run. Let's try it. Okay, so this does not mean we can run the artifact. This is the same as previous code running, and we still do not have any chance to render it. Let's try artifact. No, it still says no content found. Yes. Let's try to see again. Function should work. Try refresh again just to make sure. No, not working. Okay, no, it's not activated. Sorry. Now let's activate it and refresh our chat. We should have it. No. Okay, let's try again. Sample HTML. Okay. Now it seems to be working, and let's see how can we try it. If we go to artifact, yes, now we have it. So basically you need to install the filter, activate, link to your model, and then you can have the rendered HTML display. So let's see if we can have something more complicated. HTML to show the whole process of transformer dynamically. Well, I tried it in cloud model. It was okay. Now let's try here. Okay. So we do not necessarily need to close the window. We can just wait. Well, it seems okay. Let's say input value 12 and let's submit. Okay, it also downloaded the HTML in my local machine. Well, nothing shows. Improve. Yeah, it will refresh automatically. Version 2. Okay, input value 12, results 12. 1, result 1. Yeah, not working very well, but in general, we have an idea. So, I think if we use more advanced frontier model, we can have better results, of course. But now I'm just going to show you what I'm testing in my local environment. And it's totally free, so you can do as many tests, as many exploration as you want. Okay, so now we have figured out how to use the filter. Okay, now let's go back. At this moment, there is one more thing that I want to share with you, is that we can see here there is overview. You can see it's like a workflow, dynamic workflow. It is very nice. If we choose the other, for example, this one, chat we had, we can see the whole process, right? And also let's try something longer like this one. We can see actually the conversation has been going for a while, and we can also give it a like. This dynamic display is very interesting. Let's try deep LX translate. Let's try this one. Okay, we have done. Let's go to models. Yeah, let's cancel the others. Let's save. Okay, let's try. Choose model, and let's see, this function is called translate. Okay, translate promise die to Chinese. It's very interesting. Actually, it automatically translates the information to my native language. Let's just try another one. Scrivermi una lettera. Okay, I'm just asking the model to write me a letter. It says it cannot create any risky words. That's in Chinese. Looks good. Let me try write a short story. Let's see. Keeps on writing. Memory Weaver. It translates the response instantly, and it is actually using the deep LX. I think the quality is good. Okay, let's try more tool to transcript provider. Let's try to say YouTube video about machine learning. Okay, this one. Let's copy the link, come back, and let's see. In the meantime, okay, clear. So we go inside and copy this one, copy this link. Okay, so it wants me to insert a title. Let me try. I'll determine YouTube video ID. So where is the video ID? Let's try again. So let's take a look at all the tools we have. YouTube transcript provider. Yeah, so it actually needs something. Okay, I am talking about the video in free code can summarize the video. Well, it looks okay. How about the video of NG? Yeah, show URL. Okay, so summarize latest YouTube video on US election. Okay, not working well. So you can see there are some limits, there are some applications, possibilities where you can explore. So I'm going to stop here. So now one last thing, let's try this code writer. Let's try to get it actually impose the system prompt. So it is not actually a new model. It is actually using structure designed system prompt. Let's try here. Okay, Python code to get to analyze AAPL goes straight to the problem itself, and there's no additional wording here, right? Yeah, of course, this is the issue I have not yet debugged. It's about the installation of the packages in the code environment. Now let's try another one. Sample code to show all types of data visual. Yeah, seems okay. Let's try it. We have bar chart, line plot, scatter plot, histogram, box plot. Okay, first one looks okay. Okay, let's try to see if it can debug. Please always bear in mind, we are using a lightweight local model, so we cannot expect the model to perform extremely well, like ChatGPT 4.0 and so on. Let's try to run again this code. Yeah, we have one chart. Okay, but these buttons seems like a bug. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. So now we have explored the different tools offered by Openwebui. So we have the chance to impose or set up some of the system prompt to make hypothetical or simulated new models based on the base model. We use the pre-designed prompts to get results. We try the tools where we can always find here, and we can use each tool by activating it. We have also tried different functions which linked to the model, and we can utilize it while we are in the conversation. So there are so many things that we can explore in the future. I wish you really like this video. If you have any question, feel free to leave a comment. And if you really like my channel, please subscribe. I hope this video is useful for you, and see you next time. Bye bye.